Hello friends, a very good morning to one and all. This is Jairaj Nadar representing iNogic. In today's session, we will talk about our two productivity control, that is Kanban Board, which is a productivity app where you can organize all of your records in a card-based form. And the other productivity control is a map my relationship where you can visualize all of your important information related to your records in a single view, much like a mind map view for a D365 CRM users. So for your information, all lines will be muted. In case if you have any questions or any queries, you can feel free to put it in the question window. I would be happy to answer all your queries at the end of the webinar. So before I begin the session, I'd like to give you a short brief about iNogic. iNogic is one of the leading service provider and an ISV. We are also an exclusive Dynamics 365 CRM boutique shop that has been in the business for more than decades now. We also been active in the CRM community in which our blogs are popular. As you can see on the screen, these are all the various productivity add-ons which iNogic has to offer. Among all, I would like to talk about some of the key flagship product of iNogic. Just Maplytics. Maplytics is a market-leading CFMD certified product which provide capabilities like visualizing CRM data on map, route optimization, managing a territory, smart appointment planner, and a much more. And next we have Click to Clone. It's a one-click productivity tool where you can clone all your records in a single click, and it also has the flexibility to choose which attributes and the relationship that wants to be cloned. And next we have in Click to Export. It is a productivity app where you can export all of your reports, Word or an Excel template in just a few clicks. Attached to Dynamics is is an attachment management where you can manage all of your documents on the configured cloud storage. So currently we support three types of configured cloud storage, that is Azure Blob, SharePoint, and a Dropbox. So apart from product development, iNogic is also an SI. We do provide offshore development services by assisting our partners and the customers. So if you need any more information of any of the productivity add-ons or service related, you can reach out to us at crm@inogic.com. So this is an agenda for the today's session where we will be seeing the features that has to offer by Kanban board, followed by live demonstration, and then we'll see a map my relationship features, followed by demonstration, and at the end we will be having a Q&A session. So let's begin with the Kanban board control. So here let's consider a scenario. As a salesperson, I want to organize all of my records related to a specific entity in a card-based form, which has to be divided by status. So using out-of-the-box functionality, I'm unable to achieve this. So this is where our product Kanban board comes into the picture, where you can organize all of your records in a card-based form, which you can further divide into your lanes and the columns as per your requirement and what field attributes that you want to show it on the card. And also you can simply drag and drop a cards from one lane to another, either by changing the or updating the value of the fields. So let's look at what all the features that Kanban board has to offer. So as I said, since it is a PCF control, you can easily add configure a Kanban board on your custom entity as well as out of the box entity by defining various field criteria. And also you can simply drag and drop this card from one lane to another by updating the value of this field. And also the next feature, we have compact card view, where you can also ability to configure the more information that you want to be displayed on the card. So going forward in the demonstration, I will show you how this works. And also you can perform a various actions like quick actions on the card itself. Let's say if I want to create a task, email or a phone call on the go into the on the quick. So this is also possible in the Kanban board control. And also you can perform a various action, like you can perform a various ribbon bar actions once you select that record as well. And recently we have come up with a new feature of a business process flow, like every organization may having their own business process flow too, and where you can visualize your own BPF, visualize your all of your records in a Kanban board based on the BPF. So these are all the key features of Kanban board. Let's see all these key features in the live action. So since, as I said, it is a PCF control, I have configured this Kanban board for my case record. I can able to see for my all of my case. So I can able to see now in a Kanban board view for all of my case record. So if I want to see these records in an read-only grid, in that case, you can click on the three dots and show as read-only grid. So all of your records will be in a read-only grid. It can be seen. So here you can see all the cases record can be seen in a read-only grid. And if I want to view it in a Kanban board view that I configured, so I can simply click again on that, show as Kanban board. So I can see the all of my case records in the Kanban board view. And if I'd like to get more information of any of the case record, in that case, let's say if I want more information of this case record, so I can simply click on this drop down arrow. Will get a more information of this card, like what was the origin, from where this case was been originated, created on, case type. So you can get a more detailed information on this case record. And similarly, if you want for all of the records, you need a more additional information of this kind of detailed information. So in that case, here we have an expand all cards. Once you click on it, it will show you for all of the records in this lane. It will show you all the details of this record in this lane. And if you want to collapse it, you can again simply click on it. So all of this will be collapsed. And also you can see in this card, you can perform a various action. As I said earlier, you can create a task, phone call or email. So let's say, for example, if I want to create a task on the go, I can simply click on it. A quick task note I can add it over here. So this reduces my time to where I can navigate to different pages. So I can simply click on it, and on the go, I can create a task over here. And similarly in this card in lane, if you want to more filter based on the filter criteria, you can see a filter criteria over here. So like if you want to filter it on this lane based on the case number and then ascending or descending, so that is also possible, where you can simply uh, get your cases record based on the as per your filter criteria that you can see it over here. So this is based on the configuration that I have done related to this specific case entity records. So that's that's how you can able to see, you can view all of your records in this lane. And also if you can see various the different colors on an each lane. So you can see different colors on the each lane. This color has been derived. The color that you can see on the each lane is based on the color that has been derived, that has been set for the option set value at the time of customization of that object. So that's how the color has been, you can see. And if I want to search for the cases record that has been created for this month or for the past few days, so here we have and filter criteria options against for that, where you can click on it and you can search for the cases that has been created for this month, this week, last month. So this filter accordingly, you can get your records to be viewed on this. And also you can simply drag and drop. So let's say, for example, I don't want this case to be in the in progress, I want to put it on hold. You can simply drag and drop those the record from one lane to another lane, so that you can able to see now the record. Earlier, now it was in progress status, now it has been on hold. If I refresh it, I could able to see this, now record is in on hold, so that the user can able to get the status of the record accordingly. So I can able to see that record is in on hold. So this way you can simply drag and drop the record or a card from one lane to another lane, depending upon the status that you have set. And if I want to search for any of the cases that I have been looking out for, in that case you can simply search for the case number that you can configure. So yeah, I do have case number that I want to search out for. What I will do is I will simply type the case number, so I can able to get this record, the case record over here. You can simply search using with the help of a case number, so that which I have configured for this case entity. And if I don't want to show this all of these empty lanes, so I can simply click on hide empty lanes, so that all of the empty lanes will be disabled. I can able to see only those record that I want to uh, view it, or I want to perform any actions on this particular record. And as I said, recently we have come up with a new feature that has been added. Like, you want to view your Kanban board based on the business process flow. So that you can see it over here, business process flow, where you can you can view your Kanban board based on your custom process flow, as well as out of the box process business process flow as well. So if I do it for this process flow, I can able to see my Kanban board in the process flow that has been defined and that have been created. And if you want to do it for your, if I want to switch it for my default, I can simply click onto the default switchboard, uh, default Kanban board, where you can able to see all of the records over here. So you can configure for your business process flow as well. So this is how you can configure all of your records, and you can visualize, you can view all your records and perform the various actions in a card-based mode. Let's look at what it requires to configure the Kanban board. So since it is a PCF control, as I said earlier, you need to navigate to the customization, and I've done it for my case record. So I'll show you what configuration I have done related to the case entity. So navigate to the setting, customization. So I'll look out for the case entity. So I'll go to the case entity and open the I will open the control that I've configured. So I'll go to the control tab. So here you can see this is where you add a control. So I've added the Kanban board control that I've configured for all of these forms that web, phone, and tablet. Once you have been done with this, and you can click on it and you can set the properties values, like what value you need to define for this that you want to configure onto the Kanban board view. So here we have a lane filter criteria that you need to define. So I have defined the option set value of a status code in the lane filter criteria over here. So if you see, uh, I have categorized this case record based on the status of all the records. So like which is in progress, on hold, waiting for details. So this is based on the criteria and the field value that I've set over here, that is status code. And whenever a business process flow has been enabled, so you cannot this row filter criteria will be disabled, for which it will be disabled in that case. And this is an header. If you see the header where you define, so I want to show this header column. So in the card based view, so I have defined this header. It's in single line text. And if you want to do this subheader, if you want to highlight, I have shown the ticket number. So I can see my ticket number that I've configured. So that's seen over. And the body text is where this part, this three part where it has been shown. This covers the body text, where the case origin code over here and the created on and the case type. So this three covers what information that you want to show it on the card. And this is where I said earlier, like if you enable this business process flow, so you can able to see by default the business process will be enabled if you don't specify any value in this. And if you don't want to enable a business process flow, in that case you can set it as a value as an n, so that the row filter criteria can also be enabled in that. and and what activity you want to perform on this card. So here if you see the activity name that I've configured for on this record is email for task and the phone calls. So the value that I've defined, so you need to specify the logical name separated by comma in the single line text. So that what I've defined, and that's what I can see my all that what actions I can perform on this record. And this the card mode is another property value where you define, like whenever the Kanban board has been configured, and whether you want to show all the information in an collapsed mode or in an expanded mode. So that's what you set. So by default it will be in the collapse mode, so if you don't specify any value. And if you don't want to, if you want in the expand mode, you set the value as an n, so that all the information can be displayed whenever you see an Kanban board view. So this is how you can configure the Kanban board controls, where you can visualize all of your records related to specific entity in a card-based view, so that you can simply drag and drop files from one lane to another, and you can also perform the various actions. So now you will shortly receive a poll on the features that you like the most in the Kanban board view. So I would request you to kindly cast your vote on the features that you like the most in Kanban board. Here's the poll. I would request you to cast your vote on the features that you like the most on this. few seconds to cast your vote. So thanks for casting your vote. Let me switch back to the presentation. So now let's look at the other productivity control, which is map my relationship. So since where you can visualize all of your information, key information uh, in a single view. As I said earlier, much like a mind map view. So here, let's consider a scenario. I'm a salesperson, and I want to know all of the key related information of one of my customer related, and I want to view it in a single view so that I can get all the key information in a one space. So using out of the box functionality, I could not able to achieve this where I can able to get all key related information on the go. So this is where our product map my relationship comes into the picture, where I can able to see all of my important information related to a records in a single view. So let's look at what are the key features that map my relationship has to offer. So as you can see, you can 360-degree view. So as I said earlier, it provide a complete and a detailed information about a particular record that yeah, we have been looking out for, and you can configure it, and you can easily navigate to the records using to a related records in a relationship using map view controls. And also it supports various relationship like one-to-one, end-to-one, as well as end-to-end relationship as well. And if you need any more detailed information, you can also drill down onto that record and you can check for that detailed information. And also you can perform quick actions, like you can create an phone calls appointment to that related records. And it supports both customer entity as well as the out of the box entity as well. Uh, the grouping and aggregation feature is where you can aggregate all of your values without the need for creating the roll-up fields. So this I will show you in detail about while demonstrating how this grouping and aggregation works. And this piece of control can be configured for your mobile tablets and all of the forms that you configured. So these are all the key features of map my relationship. Let's see these features in action. So I have configured map my relationship for my account entity records. So here you can see map my relationship tab. And so this is how you can able to see map my relationship controls, where you can see all of the related information with regards to the specific accounts. So as a salesperson, I want my all of my information to be displayed. I want to be seen on this particular record over here. So in that case, I can able to see all of my records in a single view. So whether what was the uh, uh, who is the primary contact of this particular record, and what was the opportunities that I have been working with. So and the phone calls, the cases. So all this information I can get on the single uh, man-man relationship view control. So if I hover over against this, I can able to see the email ID and the phone number of this a primary contact entity relationship that I've configured in this control. And if I right click, I can able to see, I can perform the various actions if I want to create for a task, phone call, email, or an appointment. So I can simply click on the go and I can create the task over here. And if I want to look out, let's say for example, if I want to look out more about the opportunities that I've been working against this record, so I can simply click on this, double click on this opportunity. So here you can see the opportunity, the new branch has been opened with the opportunity has been divided based on the status. So like here you can see the five opportunity was there then against this record, and which in which two has been lost and two is in open and one is in one. So if I hover over, I can able to see the actual revenue, the status against this record. And even if it is in lost, I can able, if I hover over, I can able to see the actual revenue. So when I explain this grouping and aggregation of that feature, so what exactly it does is like, as it has the two opportunities that has been lost. So the actual revenue of those two opportunities that has been calculated, and the sum that value has been, you can able to see it in the actual revenue. So when I hover over, I can able to see that. And if you want to drill down further, and if you want to know more information about the opportunity that is in open state, I can again double click on that open opportunities. I can able to see what was this exactly those two opportunity and what it has been configured. And if I hover over against this, I can able to see the estimated revenue, what was the potential customer, and the close date. So this is based on the controls that configuration that I've done for in this map my relationship control. And and also I can simply right click on it. I can perform the various actions on the go against these opportunities. So this is how you can get a detailed information, all the information on the go in a single place, where once you configure the map my relationship controls, so I can get all of my information of related to this particular account, Gray Nichols and Sons. So this reduces the time for the user to navigate to the different records where they can get an information. So all the information you can visualize in a single view. So let's look at what it's required to configure the map my relationship. So since it is a PCF control, you need to navigate to the settings, customization. So I'll show you that one I have configured for this account entity. So here you can see on the account entity form, so that I've added the tab that map my relationship. So here you need to define the controls that I've configured for this. So I'll go to the control tab. So this here you add the map my relationship control. So once you add it and set, and you can click on it, you can able to, so here you define the property value. So if you want to set any show the default information, like the basic information that you want to show it in the controls, so in that case you can configure the this one to many relationship, where you define the values separated the logical names. As I said, you need to be specified the logical name separated by comma. And similarly, if you want to in the one to many many to one relationship, you need to define the property field values that I have defined here separated by comma. So that's how you can define for a many-to-many relationship if you want to set it. And this will this information is this configuration which will provide you an basic information that you can see it on the map my relationship control. And if suppose if this information does not suffice your requirement, and if you need any more detailed information you want to show it on you want to be required on the map my relationship control. So in that case, you need to define the map my relationship control. You need to specify the value name. So I have defined here as a customer map. So here, in that case, you need to navigate to the uh, map my relationship app, and here you need to define. So I've done it, I've navigated to the map my relationship app, and here you need to define the entity configuration. So here you can see I have already configured for my account entity and defined as a customer map. So that is the reason I have defined this over here as a customer map, that account that I've pre-selected. So let me show you what configuration that I've done against this entity configuration. If I want to show an advanced information on that. So this is the name that I defined, and I've configured for my account entity. And if you want to show the account entity image, like here we support three type of an image. So if you select as an entity image, so only you can see an entity image will be seen on the UI map my controls. And if you select as a record image, so you record image will be seen. And if you select as an image URL, you need to specify the image URL over here so that you can see it in the map my relationship control. And this is where you define the relationship. So if you want to add any entity relationship, you can click on three dots and you can need to add the new entity relationship that you want to show it on the UI. So let me show you that I done for my opportunity, that I already configured for these opportunities relation. So here you have selected the relationship type, one to many relationship, and the relationship that you want to specify that I've selected. And in the node settings, if you can see, this is same as I said, you what image you want to show it for this opportunity entity. So that you need to define like entity image, record image, or image URL, and what actions you want to perform on this opportunity, isn't it? Like if whether you want allowed actions like email, phone call, appointment. So if you remember, when I've opened that account for my opportunity entity, I can able to perform all these three actions: the email, the phone call, and the task. This is based on the allowed actions that I've configured for this opportunity over here. And this is the tooltip where you define what all should be you can want to show it on the tooltip. So if you see, when I hover over against this record, so I can able to see the estimated revenue, the potential customer, the estimated close date. So this is where the configuration that I've done for the fields to be shown on the tooltip that I've configured over here. And the cluster setting is a section where it has been defined. So where you group by status. So if you remember, the opportunity has been grouped based on the status. So if I show you, so this opportunity has been divided based on the status like opened, lost, and won. So the reason is that I have configured over here the group by setting. I have done it on the status code. So that is the reason the opportunities has been divided into the status. And here you define the measure value, the actual revenue that have been specified, and the group aggregation and the settings that I've done for my sum. So this is where, like when I, even if it has been lost opportunity, when I hover over, I can able to see the sum of the two op opportunity that has been lost, the actual revenue I can able to see it when I hover over against this opportunities. So this is based on the configuration that I have done against this aggregate type and in the cluster setting. So this is how, if you need any additional more information that you want to configure and you want to view it in the map my relationship controls. So this is what you need to configure, and you can visualize all of your information in a single view, much like a mind map view for a D365 users. So now you will shortly receive a poll on the features that you like the most in map my relationship. So I would request you to kindly cast your vote on that. So here's the poll. Thanks for casting your vote. Let me switch back to the presentation. So both the productivity controls, the supported version is Microsoft Dynamics CRM 9.x and above, which can be deployed on on-premises and part online as well. So to get started with this control is really simple. Like, you can download this solution from from our website, which is www.inogic.com, and also you can download the solution from Microsoft App Stores as well. And if you need any assistance during your trial evaluation, you can reach out to us at crm@inogic.com. We would be happy to answer you. So now let's have a Q&A session. So if you have any questions, you can put it in the question window. I would be happy to answer your queries. Question from one of our attendee for the mind map relationship. Is there any limit to show the record? No, there is no limit. You can show for an any of this record. No limit in that case. And also we have a question from one of our other attendee, like, can we show custom entity in this view? Yes, we can show custom entities in this view. You can create a record of entity relationship in the configuration record. So we have another question from one of our attendee. Can we show end-to-end related records? Yes, we can show end-to-end related entity records. You need to select the relationship type as an end-to-end and add the relationship. And also we have a question from other attendee, like, will we get a video of this? So yes, this webinar session video will be sent to all of our attendees in an email. So post, you will be getting all of the recordings through an email, which will be sent from our end. So we have other questions, how we can get the people. So all this presentation as well as the live demonstration of this session which will be sent through an email from our end. So you will be receiving an email from our team post the webinar session regarding all of our recordings and the presentation. And also we have other questions, like from one of our attendee, if I configure the custom entity for Kanban board, will it replicate the future of created? Yes, it will replicate in the future created views. So we have other questions, how to install this. So it is a managed solution where we will be sending you, you can also download this solution from our website, www.inogic.com. And we do have an collaterals like user manual and installation manual in our website. And if you need any more further assistance also, you can send us an email at crm@inogic.com. We would be happy to help you in configure the solution. And also you can download this solution from Microsoft App Source as well. So if any questions or any more assistance on that, if you need while configuring, you can reach out to us at crm@inogic.com. We would be happy to assist you and do the needful for you. Any more questions? I would be happy to answer you. You can put your questions in the question window. So we have another question from one of our attendees. Is there any security compromise while installing the add-ons? So there won't be any security compromise while installing. You can simply install this solution. You can download this and you can import the solution, and you can play around with the 15 days free trial. And if you need any assistance in your trial evaluation, you can reach out to us at crm@inogic.com. So there won't be any security compromise while installing these add-ons. So any more questions? I would be happy to answer you. You can put it in the question window. So if you have further any more questions related to any of the add-on controls that we have been shown to you right here, like either in a Kanban board or a MapMy relationship, you can do reach out to us at crm@inogic.com. We will be happy to answer you all your queries in that.